Hello, everyone. I'm a first time homeschooler mom. My son just turned 7 years old, and we're homeschooling him in first grade. He did go to public school, kindergarten last year, and I'm just going to go through like how the first half of our year of first grade went for him as brand new homeschoolers. So for math, we used Math with Confidence, and it's going well. We did use some games to make it more interesting at the beginning. Um, we didn't really use the games in Math with Confidence that much, but I do go with the lessons, try the games out a little bit. But we added our own games, and this one he really likes. He likes to count money. Um, he also enjoys this one. And math room, I really like because it teaches the addition and subtraction facts that Math with Confidence first grade is teaching. And he loved it at first. And then he got kind of competitive. So he always wants to win every game. And so we did put the games aside for a while once he got so competitive. And then in the middle of Math with Confidence, I found that we were learning new facts kind of quickly without enough practice pages, in my opinion. So I added IXL workbook, and that really helped him to get through his Math with Confidence pages quicker because he was learning and he was getting a little bit faster with his addition and subtraction facts once I added this workbook. So that worked out really well. Well, now we're actually past the halfway point of our year. So now we're in some review in our Math with Confidence, and he's not enjoying doing work pages anymore, and it's getting kind of boring. So I think we're going to go back to playing some games soon. I need to start that this coming week, I think. Um, the other thing we did is this book by Evan Moore, Learning About Money. And he enjoys this book. Counting money, he loves that a lot more than he likes just numbers. Um, I also tried out this. So it's a pen that when you touch the card, um, it will tell you if you've guessed. You touch the bullet, like what is the correct answer to the problem. And it will tell you like, yeah, you got it right, or it'll buzz at you like, no, try again. Well, the thing is, he likes when the pen tells him no. He thinks it's a really funny sound. So that ended up not being as helpful as I was hoping it would be. Um, the other book we have, Telling Time. Math with Confidence does start to teach telling time towards the end of their book. But he was already interested in how to read a clock, and he was just asking me about it. I found this Evan Moore book on Amazon for $5, so I picked this up for him, and he has already completed this book. So that is what we did for math. And for handwriting, I tried Draw Right Now, and it was just too much for him. So I had this already. We already owned it before we started homeschooling. And what I'm doing is just having him write a little bit from this book at the kindergarten level. And it's just not as much copyright, and it's easy, and that's all we're doing for handwriting right now. Um, for our language arts, we are using All About Reading level 2. So in kindergarten, he learned a lot of sight words in his public school, and he was good at memorizing them. So I feel like starting off reading um, was kind of easy for me because he wasn't struggling with saying the words when he was reading. He could read pretty fluently, especially with just CBC words and common sight words. But he did not know phonics very much, so this is really heavy on phonics rules. And it's been a fun program to go through. It's not too difficult for us, but it is teaching him the rules. And it's also teaching me because it's teaching phonics rules that I never learned. So that's going fine. And we have these readers that go with the program. We're now in this one, in the second reader. And I added some readers from The Good and the Beautiful for some extra reading practice. These books are not religious at all, even though it does come from The Good and the Beautiful. It's just a really fun book about a family that lives on Mars. And he enjoys reading these. The words go with level 2, all about reading. The words aren't too difficult. It's not something that we didn't already learn, so it's really good. It's a set of 4 really good practice books. So with spelling, we're using All About Spelling Level 1. And I chose this because it seems like a lot of people who are using All About Reading Level 2 do Level 1 spelling along with it. And the first half of the book went really well. And at this point, I do feel like we're moving on to the next spelling rule too quickly. And he's not actually retaining. He's not really learning how to spell anymore at this point. And so I think when I move into level 2, I will just do each lesson twice, or I will make that lesson last 2 weeks instead of just 1 week. And we're almost done with this level, but I will go back and review it all. And probably I could have just waited another year to do spelling. Maybe I should just wait until 2nd grade. We just need to practice reading more, and I think you could learn spelling from reading. Just you're going to memorize the words and pick that up. But I do like the idea of him learning the spelling words. I'm learning as well. Why do we spell words the way that we spell them? So this has been really interesting, but at this point I'm feeling like it's a little bit advanced for him. So once I realized we were having some trouble with spelling and we needed more practice, I brought in these books, and he can practice Explode the Code. He can practice spelling independently. And the reason why I need him to practice his spelling independently is because I do work full-time. I work from home, but we only have so much time to do homeschooling. So it's good that he can do some things independently. So for art, I did not use an art curriculum at all. He just does whatever he wants to do. He gets in his mind that he wants to do an art project, and he pulls out the art supplies and he does it. But I did find these beautiful, cute little books on Amazon, and it's about a little girl that goes into a museum, and then she jumps into the paintings and has a little adventure in the paintings. And I purchased these too, and I love them, and he likes them. So that's our read aloud. For like virtue, character learning, we chose the Super Duper Publications flashcards, and we act out the scenes. So Ernest loves to listen to music, and you talk about what did he do, and what he did. Was he too loud? Was he rude? Was he nice? And then we act out the scene. What is he doing? Is he using good manners? What should he do differently? And we just have a fun time acting out the card. So she's sitting at dinner. She says, I'd rather eat a burger at Doodle at the restaurant. So we pretend that we're being rude or we're being nice. And so it's kind of a charades and character training at the same time. So that's been a lot of fun. For science, we're using Blossom and Root. We're using the level 0. It's probably for pre-K to first grade. It's about science. It's about space, sorry. So I wanted to do level 1, which people typically do level 1 for first grade. But the reason I chose level 0 is because it was about space, which he was interested in. We had just went to Kennedy Space Center. And so the program does tell the kids to do a pattern of shapes and colors, the kind of things he already knows. But there are these books that we use. It'll tell you, it's a PDF file, the Blossom and Root, and it'll tell you to read certain pages out of here, read some pages out of this book. You get a list of different spines that you could use, and these are the 2 spines that I chose, and they have really beautiful pictures, and we are having a lot of fun with this. And we built a rocket ship. My husband built it, and it's in our living room. It's huge, but it's a lot of fun. And we also get links, like video links, that a lot of times they take us to Sci Kids, and they're perfect video links for the lesson that we're learning that day. Oh, and also we have a book. This is what it looks like, My Great Space Adventure. And so every lesson he looks at, what is the date. So we're learning days of the week and the date as well. And then he'll draw something related to that lesson. And the other thing we're doing for science, I got this Evan Moore Daily Science Grade 1. And it's a lot of life science here. We're learning about habitats, animals, plants, the sun and moon, day, night, the seasons, force, like gravity, and a lot of good stuff. So that's been good. We do that a little bit, and that's also something he can do almost independently. And then we also use these science experiment kits sometimes that people give him for his birthday and things like that. So for music, we're using, this is just, it's really easy. It tells what number his finger should be on, and which finger to use. And so he practices the keyboard a couple times a week for a few minutes. And for geography, we went on a road trip this summer. So I got him this fake passport, and we saw, I think it was 15 states. And so for every state, I wrote the name of the state, and I had him write. Now this is several months ago. He writes a little better now. And I asked him to write a picture of what he remembered from that state. Me and my husband helped. We ended up writing in his passport as well. But that was a lot of fun. And I also got this Evan Moore Geography Grade 1 book. We did this at the beginning of the year, and then we put it aside. I'm going to go ahead and finish it up at the end of the year as well. I went over the states that we were visiting for the summer, and it does start off with just kind of the basics of how to read a map, north, south, and then you learn the borders and the different kind of weather and plants and animals that they have in all of those states. And then we also have board games for learning the United States as well. So here you will pick a card, and then the player is trying to guess what the state is by the population, by the border of the state, by what state it's next to, what is the capital. So you have these different clues, and you're trying to guess what the card is, what state it is. And then here we also have Ticket to Ride for juniors, and this is Ticket to Ride within the United States. So more U.S. geography with that. And then for history, we haven't done a lot of history yet. We're going to do a more formal curriculum for second grade, but I did get this Evan Moore history pockets. They have a lot of different ones, ancient Rome and different things like that. But I got this one for Plymouth Colony. It didn't go as well as I hoped. So it turns out he doesn't want to color all of the pockets. He doesn't color all the pages. So I only did half the book, and we're going to do the other 4 pockets. There's 8 pockets in all. We're going to do the other 4 next year. But there's a lot of good information. You just read the text and tell them about the Mayflower and what that was like. And then you make a little pocket with construction paper. Here's some of the text. And the other thing for history, I just read books from the library around July 4th. I got a lot of books about Independence Day and just read that aloud. So we've had a lot of fun with homeschooling this year. We've went on field trips. I found plenty of Facebook groups that do field trips and have play dates and park meetups. And so socializing has been just fine. We did some swim classes. We've done some gymnastics. So it's been very successful, and I'm loving homeschooling in our first year.